Welcome back to the Briggs and Brown Show. Today we have a special guest. My guy, Jerry AZUMAH, the Zoom Forester. That guy. Oh my God. Like an unbelievable player, both college and in the NFL. Jay Zoom, what's up, baby?
What's up, y'all? Thanks for having me on your show. I appreciate it.
My God.
Sure, man.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of memories here.
A lot of memories. Hey, so AB, what you don't know is, you know, my rookie year. Okay. Now keep in mind, it's a group of us. All right. Now I came in with Bobby Wade. We went to college together and all that good stuff. So, you know, one of the first experiences we had going downtown. Okay, we were trying to get into the little club. You know, nobody knew us, and it was a long line. Okay, long line. All right. So at the front of the line is Mike Gandy. Okay, Mike Gandy's at the front of the line, and the security guard. He's talking to the security guard, right? And we're like, hey Mike, right? And he looks over, and we're like, hey, can you know? He was like, yeah. So he looked over. I thought he was talking to say, hey, will you get those guys in? He must have said, do not let those guys in. Because we walked up, lost our spot in line, and went up there, and we were like, hey, he said, yeah, no, you guys can't get in. And we were like, damn. And then we turned back, and where our spot in line was, somebody, they scooted forward, like, over down.
Wow.
Now to add on to that, when we actually did get into a club or a bar, whatever it was, we're sitting around the bar. It was like a square bar, right? And sitting across is Jerry AZUMAH, right? Mm-hmm. Jerry says, you know, I'm already skeptical because of what happened with Gandy, you know what I mean? A week ago before in the recent time. So Zoom, he's kind of like, hey, come over. You know, went over there, talked for a second. He said, hey, man, give me what are you drinking, right? I asked for soda, whatever I was drinking. I don't know what I was drinking at the time. But I do know my first drink that was bought for me from an older guy was Jerry AZUMAH. You know, and we've been friends ever since.
Great story, Lance. Great story. I bought Lance a drink his rookie year.
He did. It was a big deal to you. It was a big deal to me.
Yeah. As a rookie, Jay Zoom, no. As a rookie, you don't really know who to trust, so who you can trust.
Nobody.
That's true.
Hey, I went out on one of those rookie pay for everything.
Yep.
How about I get left? Wait a minute. I'm in here paying for the check and I get left. Back then we didn't have Uber. So I had to get a cab back home. Wait a minute. Like what? I just paid for all y'all food and y'all suckers left me. So you don't know who to trust, man. That rookie year stuff. What about your rookie year? You came in what, 99?
I came in 99. The kids right now are saying the 1900s. That's how they call it. I'm like, technically you're right, but we don't say that. 99. But, yeah. There was a lot of stuff going on, you know what I'm saying? Especially downtown. So I was lucky enough to know some people downtown, and they got me into the right scenes, and then I brought all you guys on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Zoom, what number were you when you came in? Because I was wearing Nasty 91 when I came in. What number did you wear when you came in?
You know what? It's funny because like I was a running back my whole life, as you guys know. And then when I came in, one of the first people I met was Tony Medlin. So Tony Medlin was like, hey, horse. He was like, what position are you? And I was like, running back. And he was like, nah, man. I knew you was going to say that. You are a defensive back, man. You are a DB. So get that stuff up out of here, man.
Wow.
Yeah, man. Right away.
Jay, you came in though. You won what's equivalent to the Heisman.
Division One AA.
Division One AA, right?
Yeah. So I won.
You really were like you came in as a running back, and you thought like, hey, I can get this done.
Yeah, absolutely. I was like, this kind of what I do. This is why I'm here. Wait a minute, you guys want me to run backwards? I don't know how to do that. I run forward really well. Go back.
You really you are one of the few people I think can speak on what Hester had to go through when he was trying to play DB and coming in as an offensive type player.
Right.
How hard was the transition?
I mean, well, Devin was a little bit different. Devin was I think his position in college was actually being a DB. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, he is the return man of, he's an amazing return man, but he was the defensive back. For me, I was a running back. So I'd never played defense at all. I was never a corner. I was never a safety. I was none of that. I was never backpedaling. So when I got to the Bears, they were like, look, we want to make you a defensive back. And I'm like, okay, like I get it. I understand. I went to the combine. I did well at the combine. And I think that those numbers translated well as a DB. So they just wanted to kind of experiment with me. And, I was a little bit smaller. I was about 205 pounds at the time. And they'd like my athletic ability. And they're like, we see what we can do here. So I remember my first practice, boy, they were giving it to me. Oh my goodness. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Where am I? What the hell? Can y'all slow down? What the hell is going on?
What do you think? Hey, Zoom, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think you could have done as a DB if you would have been a DB? I'm saying through college and in high school. What caliber do you think?
I was pretty much a DB in high school. I mean, I never backpedaled. I just lined up deep and just came downhill trying to knock somebody's head off. I never covered wide receivers. I was like, man, I'm blitzing. But I think my whole career would have been different. I don't think that I would have went to the University of New Hampshire, and obviously I wouldn't have been a running back. I would have been a DB somewhere. But I always had confidence in myself and my athletic ability that I can make the adjustment and be the best, athlete that I could be. I was just in love with being a running back, and I was pretty good at it, and I went to the University of New Hampshire, and, Chip Kelly was my running back coach, which a lot of people don't know. Dan Kreider was my fullback. He played like 9 years in the league. He was Jerome Bettis' fullback with the Steelers, won a Super Bowl ring. Wow. We had this guy named Jason Ball, who was our center. He played like 3 years with the Chargers. Randall Williams.
What's your quarterback?
Ryan Day was my quarterback.
There you go.
He was really good at handing the ball off to me. So we had a lot of football guys at the University of New Hampshire. So as you guys know, I was a running back. So my main thing was, if they're going to give me the ball and let me spin, then I'm going to be there. I'm going to be that guy. And senior year, I blew it up, man. I rushed for over 2,000 yards and then won the Walter Payton Award. And then, a lot of things started happening. Then all of a sudden, I got a lot of the NFL started to come and recognize me and come to the practices and things like that. So went to the combine. And then after that, they were like, there's a buzz that you could possibly be a defensive back. And I'm like, defensive back? I'm like, did you not check the tape? Right. I'm really good going forward. Like, that's what I do. But it was funny because I went to BC's Pro Day, and that's the biggest college that's in the area. And I did all running back drills. And then this guy comes over to me and he's like, hey, there's a little buzz after the combine that you could possibly be a defensive back. I want to take you through DB drills. And I'm like, I've never done it before. I don't really want to do it and put something bad on tape. You guys. And he's like, don't even worry about that. I just want to see how you move, so on and so forth. So I did it. And then after I was done, the gentleman came over that he was a scout for the Chicago Bears at the time, but he shook my hand, and it was Phil Emery. So Phil Emery was actually instrumental in getting me drafted to the Chicago Bears and then converting me to defensive back.
Wow.
Nice.
Weird. It's crazy. My story is crazy.
Because that Phil Emery. So when I came out, Phil Emery, I go to my high school. He shows up at my high school and worked me out as a defensive end / linebacker. Because coming out, a lot of people thought that I was in that Vrabel, that type of, I could play in a 4-3 or a 3-4 type of scheme. So he went to my high school, worked me out. So he did that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Did he go work you out, Briggs?
Nah.
No.
I wouldn't let him. I wouldn't let him.
I was taking it. I'll take all comers. Yep. If you wanna work me out, yeah, let's do it. We're gonna go work out.
There you go. There you go.
To bring it back around to Devin Hester, I mean, Devin Hester, came in as a defensive back, and then they put him on offense right away. And I felt like it was just a really good connection for him because he knows what to do when the football is in his hands. He knows to, take it to the house and score. He just had to work on just being precise with his route running and learning reads and things like that. And over time and repetition, those things would come. Because he's really good at going forward. But he was also a defensive back. So he was a great athlete coming out, and they hit a home run when they got him.
He wasn't that good of a defensive back. He was physical. He was physical. And the best thing about him being a defensive back was that we knew he was going to return kicks.
Right.
So,
if you gave up a touchdown, he would immediately get that touchdown back.
To his defense, his first start was against Torrey Holt and Isaac Bruce. But if you remember that game, you remember more of the two returns.
I was like, who's going to replace me? Let me see.
Hey,
I remember it.
Hey, don't slight yourself now, because I remember having to stand up before Hester got here, and nobody was missing that kickoff return when Jay Zoom was back there.
Great energy. Woo! Got the crowd going.
I want you to tell the story, because I think I remember it. But how did the whole Pro Bowl thing work within your contract?
Within my contract?
Yes, within your contract, making the Pro Bowl.
Oh yeah, I got a little escalator.
It was an escalator.
A little escalator, yeah. Things picked up from there.
So
God is good.
But they started from this, they started to be very specific about these escalators.
Absolutely.
After Jared.
Absolutely.
Because they just said all you got to do is make the Pro Bowl, but he played nickel back.
Right.
So you don't really make the Pro Bowl playing nickel back.
Right.
He made the Pro Bowl as a kickoff return.
They gave me an opportunity to hang on to the football, and I was like, you already know I'm going to Hawaii for this thing. I'm going to Hawaii.
Oh man, it was a pleasure. It was great. It was great, man. It was great seeing you, man. It was awesome.
I appreciate that, man. Like I had a fight for that one, man. I had to, because we had some pretty good returners, and I was like, Coach, man, let me get back there, man. He's like, no, like you go down there, you hit people, like that's your job now. And I was like, I get that, you know what I'm saying, but like I'm a pretty good returner too. I'm gonna just go back here and just catch some punts and catch some kickoffs, you know what I'm saying, from the jugs. So I started doing that, and then I remember it was the 5th game of the year. We were playing the Raiders at home, and they were like, Zoom, you in there? And I was like, oh my God, I'm in there. And that was the year I went straight to the Pro Bowl, and I was like, Coach, you know what you have to do next? Running back. Like, let's go. And they were like, no, hell no. They were like, we gave you your shot. You got us on the escalator. Get back to playing nickel. And I was like, you know what, you're right.
What year was that, Zoom?
That was 2003.
And 3, yeah. So that was that. So your first kickoff return was me and Peanut's first start.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Yep. A lot of good memories there.
Man. I was already starting, but yeah. I mean,
I'll tell you what, though, man, like it was a very difficult transition for me to make, but you guys playing with you guys, specifically both of you guys, made it so much easier for me. Because I can look at you guys and I just knew, like, we were just always on the same page, especially with Lance, because the nickelback is essentially a linebacker. I would just look at you and you would look at me and we were instantly like on the same page. You know what I'm saying? So like you guys really made my transition so much easier for me, man. I appreciate that.
No, absolutely.
I always talk to the young kids because I'm coach high school and youth, and I try to tell these kids now because they got all these stupid designer mouthpieces. Okay, they got all these, but they can't talk. And every time I'm like, listen, I need you to talk. I need you to be loud and communicating, right? And all of them are, so you got to take it out, And so when we played in the league, I just remember everybody always communicating, you know, and I would look and Zoom would look and he would say, hey, you got the angle route? I got the angle route. I got it. I got it. Oh, okay, you got it. All right. But I know who's got it, you know, and if you know who's got it, I know what I got to play right now.
That's right. You can play fast. You can play fast. And then you also know where everybody else is on that football field. I mean, with you, Alex, I mean, we were playing Washington.
Yep.
You came off the edge on the right-hand side, got your big paw up, and we were cheating, you know, the little cheat technique, and tipped the ball. And I was like, oh my goodness, is that that's for me? Thank you, AB. Like that's mine. That's mine. And that was my first game back from my injury, and I was like, man, I caught it, and I was like, oh my God. I looked at the end zone like, ooh, I don't know if I'm gonna make this. I need at least 2 more weeks of trying to get my lungs right to get there. But Nathan Basher was with me, man. He got me there.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
So
thank you for that. I appreciate you, brother.
I remember not seeing you. I'm not seeing much of you all week, Zoom. Like I was like, where is Zoom? Is he playing this week?
During the week.
Yeah.
I was there on game day.
Yeah, you were there. I saw you game day, and I was like, damn. And then next thing I see you running down the sideline. I said, oh, okay.
I don't know if people understand like how hard that is. Like to not practice all week then come out and play. I couldn't do it. I could not do it. I had to practice. I needed the reps throughout the week so I can get in the game and then play fast.
Right.
I could not just not practice all week. I never did it.
Sounds good. But I'll tell you what, year 2013, 2014, the body was different.
What was that, year 12?
It was different. And then what's the name? Mark Trestman, he wanted to practice indoors all year. So I don't know if you know, but on your back end, like your knees in that bubble, we had to plead for him to practice outside. I'm like, listen, we're an outside team. We need to practice outside.
Was it raining or snowing out there?
Great outside.
Like 85 and sunny?
85 and sunny.
You guys were going in the bubble?
Going in the bubble. So, great. You know, that thing kills your knees inside. It kills your knees, you know. So
what's the purpose for that? What was his reasoning for that?
I don't know.
Call him up and get him on the show. We got some things to talk about.
We need to phone a friend. Let's phone a friend. Let's get him in here.
Get him on the show, damn it.
Nah, because I mess with my PTSD.
Dude, you up here, man. I wanna ask you about a moment that not many. If you weren't on the plane, you don't know about this moment. We're flying back from Seattle.
Yeah, long flight. Long flight.
Oh, long flight. You ain't gonna get back until 3 a.m. But we back there, we playing cards.
Well, the first 2 hours was a funeral.
Oh,
it was dead quiet.
No doubt. Yes.
And when you say we, you don't mean the rookies, all right? You're not talking about like I'm not part of the we.
No.
I'm up where I'm supposed to be. I'm up where I'm supposed to be, sneaking me a little bit of little taste of something and then going to sleep. Okay?
Yeah, with your number 91 jersey, you're back there in the back. So, what have you ever heard of a general manager coming back and jumping all over the team?
Oh my God, he chewed us out.
Yes, he did.
He chewed us out. I will never forget that moment on the plane. Like, you know, it was dead silent for like 2 hours, and then finally, like, people started talking. We were like, you know, what's going on, so on and so forth. And then all of a sudden, somebody broke out some cards. Oh, and I was like, oh, well, go ahead, deal me in, I guess. So we started playing this game called In Between. And man, we caught some bricks before the plane ride on the football field, and there was a lot of bricks on the plane ride home.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know exactly what happened, but everybody was standing up, and it started to get like really intense. And someone bricked, and then someone else bricked right after that brick, and then it just became a brick party. Everybody was bricking. Now, if you don't know what bricking means, it means that it means that you basically missed.
Yeah.
You missed on this card game. And we were betting potato chips.
There you go. Yes.
And it was a lot of potato chips in front of all the cards, right?
Yes.
And someone had to take home all these potato chips because, I mean, we can't just throw them away.
Right. Correct.
And the potato chips got up there. It got way up there. And I think that's when Jerry Angelo came back.
Yes.
And he saw all the potato chips and he was like, what is going on over here? And I'm giving you the edited version.
No doubt.
There might have been some cussing or whatever, but he wasn't too thrilled about all the potato chips all around the place and everybody laughing and kikiing and having fun after we just got our asses whooped.
Right.
But that's a plane ride that I will never forget.
Never. Absolutely.
I remember looking at him. I think I might have had my tie around my forehead like I was Rambo.
Backwards. Like
Yes.
I think all the buttons were undone on my button-down shirt. All of them.
Yes.
But my shirt was still tucked in. I had like 6 buttons like undone, but my shirt was tucked in. And I had a whole bunch of potato chips in my hand. And I felt like Jerry was looking right at me like, this is crazy. And I was looking at him like, I look crazy as hell.
Well, I think to give even more context, I think this was at the end of the year, right? So now this is a game that after this, like coaches are going to get fired. Right? So this is part of, part of the build up to him coming back there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It was not fun. It was definitely not a forgettable moment. I'll never forget it. It terrified me. Because I'm in my second year. I want to say it was my second year at that time because Lovey came in 04.
Right.
And that was Dick Geron 03, and they left after that. Oh my gosh. I was terrified. Gosh.
What were you thinking as basically a rookie looking at this? Like, what is going on?
Oh no, I want to get in. I want to get like, okay, all right. And then because y'all started going crazy, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna I think I got two chips. I got 2 potato chips. Let me jump in. And then I see him walking up, and I kind of like, okay, I sit back in my chair, and he just started, and I'm like, I'm actually because oh man, he's going off. He's going off on people. I was terrified, bro. Oh my gosh, I'm still a rookie. They ain't paying me. They ain't paying me enough to keep me around and worry about it. So
you're still a rookie. Yeah, that's right.
It was a funny moment. It was a good man. We got a lot of moments, man, but that one was a good one, man. We weren't expecting that one.
Then things turned around, and 04 Lovey came in.
Yeah,
and I know we all remember that first training camp with Lovey.
Oh man.
Oh, guys was falling off. Guys were being sniped. We had to run now.
He had us running.
Everybody on the same page. Me, I played the majority of my career at about 250. Them first 2 years, I was 280. Okay.
Yeah.
So Lovey trying to run this off of you. He trying to run this excess fat off of you. Man, that first training camp, hamstrings was being lost.
Oh yeah.
Daily.
Cold tub every day. Every day in the cold tub. Yeah, we were running a lot. I don't know why we were running so damn much, but we needed to not do that.
What's new with you, man? Tell us something. Tell us something good. What's new with you?
Kids.
Yeah.
Kids. My youngest son, Valentino, turned 7, and he's currently in soccer and flag football. And then my oldest son, Santiago, he's soccer, football, and then football's about to end later on this month, and then they're going to go right into baseball. So I'm just an Uber driver / ATM. That's all I am. I'm like, their social calendar is off the charts, man. I was like, damn, I don't remember my social calendar this intense at 7 and 8 years old. You guys never told me about this, about having kids. Now you guys have kids yourselves, and you never told me or explained that this is going to take over and consume your life. And then people are going to try to push you to become a coach. I mean, I get this every single time I go to practice. Like, we need help. Can you just volunteer, or can you just hold this clipboard? And that's how I feel like that's how they try to get you.
Oh yeah,
like
you
just run this little thing right quick for practice, and then all of a sudden you're a full blown coach.
Oh yeah, Zoom is gonna happen. Zoom is gonna happen too, because see, eventually when your boys, when they get in, especially if they get into tackle, you're gonna have a problem with someone teaching your sons how to play a game the wrong way. You're gonna see it and you're gonna say, nope, I will not allow you to be taught the game the wrong way. And so therefore I am going to step in here and show you guys how to do this. You know, and that tackle football is one sport that you won't take a back seat to, because you know it so well.
Yeah. You can fight it. It's fine. You can fight it. It's going to win.
It's
going to win. And so my wife signs me up for, I don't even know it, signs me up for flag football. It's girls and boys, right? So I'm like, she tell me the day of, first game. I forgot. You got a coach tonight. Coach what? What are you talking about? You got a Coach Kennedy team. Okay, all right. Where is it at? So this was 2 years ago. Zoom, I ain't never quit. We don't won 2 championships. Zoom,
You're in it.
Zoom,
Coach of the Year award.
We went undefeated last year, and so the director, after we played the game, the director would come over, and both coaches got to sign the paper. Got to sign. Okay, this is what the score was. The director come over. She said, "Hey, Coach so and so, did y'all score?" Because people weren't scoring. Zoom. People, we ain't scoring. We gave
CHGO
up
Bears defense
all year. 4 touchdowns all year, and I was hot. Jay Zoom, we gave up 1 touchdown. The little girl was giggling because this right here now is all girls. This year was all girls. The first year was boys and girls. This year's all. The girl was giggling over that corner. No. You go over there. Get over to the sideline. No.
You did a Jerry Angelo.
Yeah, I need you. I need you to care. If you don't care, then I'm gonna put you over here, and I'll talk to your mama afterwards, because she gonna ask me why my baby ain't playing, and I'm gonna tell her, because I need to win.
Well, how is that? How is dealing with parents?
It's
yeah. Lance already shaking his head.
It's tough sometimes. Sometimes it's tough. I think I tell them the truth.
Yes.
It may be uncomfortable. I'm okay having uncomfortable conversations. So when you come to me and ask me this question, it can get uncomfortable.
Right.
Because if you already got an answer in your head, go with that.
Yeah.
Don't ask me, because I'm gonna tell you my answer. So it's what it is. I'm trying to win.
It's intense. It's, you know, especially in the state of Arizona, it's very intense. These parents, they get after it. Yeah, I'm putting it out there because I'm out there, AB. I'm sure it's the same way everywhere. All right.
The state of Arizona.
In the state of Arizona,
is intense.
but I'm talking about the parents. I'm talking about the parents.
Okay.
All right. I'm talking about the parents. Okay. You know, because every sport is year round out here. Every sport's year round. And so the parents, they get like it's damn, it's all the way rude out here. You know, they can be rude at times. You know, and I'm the same way as AB. You know, where the parent has an issue about their kid and playing football. You know, the other issue is daddy ball. You know, and so there's a line. You know, I mean, as a coach, and the first thing that I say is, if someone says, "Hey, I'd like for my son to be playing corner and DB," like, well, sir, we honestly have tried your son at every position, and right now he's still learning to catch the ball consistently. Okay, look, he's gotten better, but he's not ready for that yet. And I tell the parents all the time, I was like, some kids are ready for certain things and some aren't. I was like, you have to learn this game at your own speed. I was like, but we're not trying to force anything. Some kids get on the football field and they're just ready to run and hit. I was like, but majority of the kids are not ready for it. I tell parents all the time, I was like, listen, I got hit my first year. I got decleated my first year by bigger kids. I wanted no parts of that at all. Like, I sat the bench that first year. Second year I started, but I was just a fast kid that tackled. You know, third year, right around third year is when I would hit somebody, they fell. And I was like,
Oh, you
I
figured it
might
out.
be on to something. You know,
You figured it out.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
you know, it's just like there's a process for every kid. Some do it faster, some don't. It took me about 3 years. So, you know, to figure that out.
So we'll see. We'll see when the coaching tree adds a new branch.
No,
we'll see.
No, I am staying far away. When I watch my kids play, I am basically on the other field with binoculars. Like,
hey, when
you're not going to get me to join the team. No,
when it happens, because I fully believe it's going to happen. So when it happens, just come on back up and just tell the people, yeah, they got.
I feel like there's a secret bet that's happening that I actually will eventually join a coaching.
Oh, no doubt. Oh, no doubt. If you need any playbooks, anything like that, I'm sure you're good, but I'll send them right over to you. If you need anything, you know, tips and reminders.
Yes. Oh, man. Wow.
Oh,
Speaking of coaching, all right. So we're in this coaching thing, and I mean, we got to know how you feel. We got to know how you feel about 1-8.
About our Bears, huh? I mean, expectations are through the roof. And they should be. Chicago Bears haven't had a franchise quarterback since. I need help, guys. Since Sid Luckman.
Sid Luckman.
Yeah. And was he really a franchise quarterback?
Okay, then never.
Okay, so it's been a long time coming. I mean, we got Caleb Williams. Obviously, we know the potential that he has coming in for first pick, and then it's everybody's thinking, okay, we get Caleb, we're going to go to the playoffs, then we're going to go to the Super Bowl, and it's going to happen this year. And I'm just looking at guys like, wait a minute, like this is a whole new team, so to speak. You have a new coaching staff, new OC. New people that you've drafted, new system, new schemes, everything is new. So it takes time to build that rapport, you know what I'm saying? To go out there and start to, make it work. And nobody really comes in and just kind of starts dominating. Like every now and then a quarterback comes in, like every 15 years, comes in and like does extremely well. Cam Newton was one of those guys.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That was 15 years ago. CJ Stroud is now that guy, you know what I mean? That came in and like, had mild expectations, but then got his team, boom, into the playoffs and then won a playoff game. It doesn't happen. And think about all the first round draft picks first round draft picks that were quarterbacks that came into this league that has not panned out. Had incredible college careers, so on and so forth, but they got to the NFL and they just kind of fell apart. There's been a lot of quarterbacks like that.
Bears.
So
you Bears.
Yeah, I mean, I came in with Cade McNown. You know what I'm saying? And Cade McNown was supposed to be that guy. And I think that he only lasted like 2 years with the Chicago Bears. So expectations are super high right now. And I try to tell people, like, just calm it down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? What we want to see is a progression. We want to see guys taking steps forward and showing that they can play at this level and that they are getting more and more productive as time goes on. Like that's what we need to see. And then it's really not necessarily up to the players. It's up to the coaching staff to put these guys in the right positions to make plays. And what we've seen the first couple of weeks is I feel that the coaching staff hasn't really put the guys in positions to be successful. And there's certain things that like young quarterbacks need. They need a good veteran leaders. They need veteran leadership that's out there. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like with Keenan Allen out there, he gives a strong sense of veteran leadership. So like the last game, I feel like that it was really important for him to be there for Caleb to like succeed. And then also you have to have your best friend, your running back. Your running back has to be your best friend if you're brand new into this league, because you know that you can hand the ball off or you can just dump pass it to him. And Swift now is starting to come on, with the run and the pass. So like, it's good to see that like Caleb is using his weapons, and we have weapons all over the place, but we just have to figure out how to put it all together and kind of run as a unit. I'm not worried about the defense. The defense is balling. Special teams is absolutely incredible, especially with the punter Taylor. So you have all the necessary things to be a good team. It's just the offense needs to come together, and that's just going to take some time. And right now we're seeing things starting to click because Caleb, what he does really well is, I feel like he's processing things really well. He's not making like the same mistakes over and over and over. He's starting to get starting to catch a rhythm with like short or intermediate throws. Like things are starting to happen, and you can see like some of the flashes of the greatness of why we actually picked him. So it takes time. As a Chicago Bears fan, they are out of time, like way out of time. And you know what I'm saying? So you just have to be patient. But I hate saying that because the Chicago Bears base is not patient. They're like, we waited a long time. We have a lot of weapons on the football field. We see all these weapons. We want it to happen right now. And it's just not realistic that it's going to happen right now. I hope it does, though.
Right. The recency bias, I think plays a part with CJ Stroud doing it last year. And now they believe, okay, well, this is our guy. Why can't he do it with the weapons that we also added? And Roma Dunze, you add Keenan Allen, you bring in Swift. Like, so they're thinking, well, this thing right here should go. And it's not going as some people would want it to.
And then it's that whole label, generational talent, and you say, okay, we've watched Patrick Mahomes. This is what generational talent looks like, and so when you see Caleb and they say, okay, we're going to select him number 1 because he's got generational talent. Now you throw him in this category where it's you're expecting all of these Patrick Mahomes years and the CJ Stroud rookie year all in one right now. And it's not a fair assessment for anybody that's coming in. Like you said, it takes time you want to see growth. You want to see growth from him and improvement, and that's what we're seeing. I wish there was a guy that was in front of him that could a veteran that could lead him along the way. Sam Darnold right now, he's playing his best football. He said when I was at San Fran playing behind Purdy, he was like, I learned a different process of playing quarterback. And he said, I wish I would have known this when I was younger. He's like, I approached the game a lot different than I did back then.
Right. And then on top of that, he has incredible expectations coming into the league. You know what I'm saying? So like he was everywhere when he was getting drafted, you know what I'm saying? And the expectations were just so big. Like none of these quarterbacks right now had the expectations that Caleb had coming into the league. You know what I'm saying? Like even Jaden Daniels, I mean, Heisman Trophy winner, you know what I'm saying? Washington didn't have really high expectations for him. They were like, all right, he's going to come in and like, he'll try to make a difference. Like, we're probably not going to win a lot of games, but like, let's see what we got for the future.
Yeah.
Whereas Caleb came in and everything was like, boom, like, he's the guy and this and that and so on and so forth. So there was a lot of expectations for him. And it takes a really interesting guy to process all of that stuff, kind of suppress it a little bit and not let it overwhelm you and get a big head over that. And say, you know what, I still have to go out there and I have to play. So and not take chances and not take risks because people think that I'm supposed to be this gunslinger and I'm, generational talent and so on and so forth. So you have to try to maintain some type of a balance. And I think that Caleb has actually done a really good job of trying to maintain some of that balance.
Here's a question for you, Zoom. If we get into the playoffs, will you get a manicure, paint your nails?
No. That's just what I do.
Oh, interesting. Look at this Zebby over here talking. Nothing. Look at him. He's just moving his lips. Look.
Why, are you going to do that?
Absolutely.
You are.
If we get in the playoffs, absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you believe that we will get into the playoffs?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. No, so this is just lip service.
I was hopeful.
There it is.
I was hopeful before the year started because of that.
Of making the playoffs?
I was on.
So you were drinking that Kool-Aid.
Well, I didn't think Minnesota was this good.
Gulping the Kool-Aid.
I didn't think Minnesota was this good.
Why didn't you think they were this good?
Well, they lose Kirk Cousins. They got a rookie quarterback. They got Justin Jefferson, but that's it. They lose their top running back. So I didn't think they were. They've
always been strong on defense, and defense is going to keep them in the games.
Well, no, they lost Danielle Hunter. So Danielle Hunter left. So they lost a lot of pieces. So I didn't think they'd be at this point 4-0. You know what I mean? So I didn't see them being that good. Honestly, I think we're a better football team than we were last year. And when we look at, we beat Detroit last year.
Right.
And then we had them on the ropes. They had to come back 13 points.
Yeah, let them right back in it.
So I didn't really see that we were that far off. Mm-hmm. So yes, I was drinking that Kool-Aid that we could have a chance. Now we do have to beat Green Bay, but we haven't been in the
2020s.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that's it's hard.
So I mean, it starts with your division. You got to look at your division. The Lions are a Super Bowl team, right? We can say yes to that, right?
Yeah, Super Bowl
caliber type of team. And then you have Green Bay, who's always just find ways to win. Mm-hmm. Minnesota is kind of like, we don't know. They can get really hot or they can go cold. Mm-hmm. And then the Bears, we don't know who we really are yet, but we should be able to compete with them with the pieces that we got in place. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And once you start looking at it, you start looking at like the Lions are here, Green Bay's here. Like we have to figure out ways to like be up there. And from what I've seen, I'm just like, you know what, things just take time. And I'm not going to say, they're going to leap over them and get into the playoffs, because the easiest way to get into the playoffs is win your division. And I just don't see that happening.
I think a lot of people get these coaches and these fans that get so enamored by the modern pass game. They're like, man, I want the Bears so badly to be this passing force, but when you look at the Green Bay Packers, the consistency of what they do, they run the ball. They run the ball and have run the ball for years. When Aaron Rodgers was there, they were running the ball. And a lot of people didn't understand that. Like, they're like, man, but he throws for so many yards. I'm like, but when you turn the tape on, we're getting ready to play this team. They commit to running the ball, and so you want to find the modern run game or the modern pass game. It starts with the run. Most successful teams, consistent teams run the ball.
Lance, I think you're spot on with that. I feel like there's been trouble with the offensive line for the Chicago Bears. I feel like the easiest way to fix that, or maybe not the easiest way, but one of the best ways to fix that is run the ball. Mm-hmm. Have these linemen come off the line of scrimmage and go down there and hunt people and get after people's asses. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And run the ball. Yeah. Get these guys moving forward. Get these guys popping people. Like, run the ball. And I feel like running the ball is actually coming back into the NFL. I feel like people are finding a lot of value with running the ball. I mean, the Ravens' very first handoff, 86 yards, house call. You know what I'm saying? Swift, 75 yards on the ground or 75 yards through the air or whatever it is. If you look around the league, good teams run the football effectively. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And they're also seeing that any teams that pass the ball more than 60%, it leads to losing records. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's a fact.
Passing the ball 52 times is a recipe for disaster.
Yes. Or you're in a
you can't do that to your rookie quarterback. You should not do that to your rookie quarterback.
No, you shouldn't. You definitely shouldn't. And the best team in this league or this division, I think, is the Detroit Lions. And they have two running backs. And people thought they were absolutely crazy when they picked up Montgomery and then went and drafted another running back in the first round. So, and Jahmyr Gibbs. So it's like, and they use them. They use both of them. We have two. I think we have two, maybe three capable running backs that we do not use that way. So Roschon, I think there is a package for Roschon that he should have. And in certain situations, he should be the guy on the field. And then there's a package for Swift. But because you pay Swift, you want Swift to be out there all the time. Well, some situations, Swift isn't the best guy for that. And then you got Herbert on the sideline. If somebody goes down or if somebody gets nicked up, I think you got three capable running backs. I don't think you have a Montgomery or a Jahmyr Gibbs. But I think you have three capable running backs, and they can definitely alleviate some of that pressure.
And also the coaching staff needs to not get too cute. You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
Like, stop getting into the shotgun on short down situations. Get under center and hand that damn ball off and let everybody fire off. You know what I'm saying? Like, this doesn't have to be that complicated. You should not be running the option where you're pitching the ball backwards, when you're on the 1 yard line. Okay.
Fourth and goal.
Don't do that. And then also look at the situation in totality. Like, it's not a good play. It just wasn't a good play. The running the option and where the defensive end was, like,
why are they doing that?
I'm going to give Lance a heart attack. I mean, I'm like, well, first of all, why are they in the shotgun?
Right.
Oh my God, why did he hand that ball off? Like, get under center. You know what I'm saying? Even if you have to tush push him.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like, what are we doing? It's the 1 yard line. Stop getting cute. Play smash mouth football. It's not going anywhere. The Eagles, I mean, everybody knows that they are going to tush push.
Can't stop it.
If they need 1 yard, they're going to go get that 1 yard.
Yes.
It's not rocket science. Like, just play the percentages. Smash people. That's what you need to do.
Do you think it has something to do with, like you mentioned Caleb earlier and having to make sure he contain himself because he's the number 1 pick. You don't want to come out there just slinging it, like be in control. Because this is the new OC, he has to show people that, well, these are my things. This is what I can do. Well, you don't have to do that. Just get the yard. That's all we want. We want the 1 yard, the 3rd and 1 conversion. We want that so we can put together first downs, and you can eventually get in a position where you can get points, whether it's a field goal or a touchdown.
A lot of times you need. A lot of times that might be who you are offensively, but you may have to shelve that based off of the personnel and what our strengths are of this team. We have to work with the strengths of this team and what we have now, what we're capable of, and then when we have the actual personnel, we can start opening up, and I can bring my playbook back off the shelf, and we can start doing things that I'd like to do.
Right.
Agree. We've seen it. I mean, we see it with Kansas City, how they had to change what they do when Tyreek Hill left, and they've won 2 Super Bowls since then.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. So there are ways you have to change according to the talent you have on the field. So if you can't do that, I don't think you're real defense.
Yeah. Well, it seems like Shane Waldron took a step in the right direction, guys.
Absolutely.
You know, with last week getting under the I formation, running the ball. They had some success with DeAndre Swift and Roschon Johnson. So while we got you here, Jerry, and we're wrapping, kind of rounding third on this show with the last 10, 15 minutes of the show, definitely wanted to hear your guys' thoughts on the Bears-Panthers upcoming matchup and an opportunity for the Bears to get back over 500 and start to, stack some wins here.
Yeah. Well, they have Andy Dalton, right? The Red Rifle.
Red Rifle was back. Yeah.
He came in and was rifling that thing, man. Oh my goodness. Look, they're a professional football team, but they're not really that good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They have, I guess, they have like Leggett and Johnson as their wide receivers. I think that we can check them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like our secondary and how they play. The defense has found ways to fly around and take the ball away. I feel like in every game, they've found ways to like either get an interception or a big hit or big turnover, big takeaway. And that's kind of like the brand of football that we all know, that we've all been accustomed to. You know what I'm saying? So like, I really feel like that will continue. I think last week we also noticed how important and why we drafted a punter in the 4th round, the best of the best. And this guy was flipping the field like crazy. I see you smirking. I
would turn that over to AB because he's
AB.
This punter,
AB, you got something to say about that?
Yes, I do. I have a lot.
This punter is one of the best fourth round players I've seen since AB.
My thing there is he won NFC Special Teams Player of the Week. It's a great pick. I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm not gonna do it.
Did you get Defensive Player of the Week your rookie year?
Rookie year? Nah, I ain't get it. Nah.
Damn.
Nah, I did. But my point is, I'm just talking about value here, and I don't think the best kicker in Bears history was a free agent. That's Robbie Gould. Like you can find that guy. Yeah, the best kicker I think in all of
you can also find him in the draft as well. And I think we did that.
No, you can find him in the draft, but that's
we're talking about a puncher.
Good value because the punter, let's assume that he punts 5 times a game. We're talking about 80 plays a year. I don't think that value is there for a 4th round pick.
55.7 average.
If you're in deep in your territory, and you need to kick the ball up out of there, and you get the ball inside the 10-yard line, their 10-yard line, you have flipped the entire entire field, and then you bring your defense, which is ball hungry. You know what I'm saying? They're ball dominant. They want a takeaway. You put them into that situation, they're like, "Ooh, goodness!" Like, thank God that we're not at the 40-yard line; we're at the 10-yard line.
Well,
that's a huge difference.
What I say, okay, we're not at the 40-yard line. Let's say we're not at the 10-yard line, but we're at the 25-yard line. But so we took that punter as a free agent and used that 4th round pick to protect our quarterback. That's where I'm going with it. I think you could have used that in a different way to protect, like, for a guy that can help the team a little bit more.
I don't know if I want the 4th rounder protecting my quarterback. I want the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, possibly
3rd round pick.
You didn't even let me finish my complete thought. I said 1st, 2nd, or even the 3rd rounder protecting my quarterback. I was like, beyond that, I don't necessarily want, like, that's more of a gamble than it is solidifying something. 3rd round, you're definitely gonna get some steals, i.e. Olin Kreutz, especially at center. But in those first 2 rounds, you want to get the biggest value you can at offensive line. You don't want to miss. You got to trust his coaching staff too, because Poles is a offensive lineman. You know what I'm saying? So like he's going to be deep into this process of trying to evaluate and find the next right person or the right talent to put on the front lines.
So if that guy wasn't there, or the guy that they had tallied for, okay, if this guy's here, I can take him. If he was gone, then okay, you take the best punter in the draft, and he is working out. He play 80 plays a game. He ain't gonna play 100 plays a game, hopefully.
But they're valuable. They're super valuable. I mean, if you need to get that ball up out of there, you know what I'm saying? Because we're talking about 1-possession games. We're not talking about any blowouts or anything like that. So these things can go either way. You know what I'm saying?
Kicker is more valuable. He doesn't score points. Like, he doesn't score.
But he gets the ball out of bad situations. That's the most important part.
And he has a chance to be the best 4th rounder we've ever drafted.
Oh my God! You just keep going. Okay. Going back to Carolina. What we've seen. So Zoom. So everybody talks about the red rifle, and they say, well, everything started with the red rifle. Chuba Hubbard has rushed for over 100 yards since the red rifle came in.
Yeah.
How does the quarterback change the offensive line to blocking? Like, what is the defense isn't stacking the box now because they know the red rifle can beat you, but they have a running game now with Chuba Hubbard.
They do.
So now you can't just go in and just say we're going to stop the red rifle. You have to stop the run game first. You got to make it one-dimensional, and then you got a shot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you guys know, the progression. Rule number 1 is stop the run. That's first and foremost. You got to stop the run and make them one-dimensional. You got to win on 3rd down as well.
Got to win on 3rd down.
You got to win on 3rd down. It's the money down. Get off the damn field on 3rd down. Or if you don't, they just start linking up possessions, and then they just go down the football field and eventually score on you. You got to stop them on 3rd down, and then lastly, take the ball away. And these things are things that the Chicago Bears can do, and they can do it very, very well. Now, obviously, it's the NFL and the Panthers, and you never really know. Like, the Panthers can come out and whoops anybody's ass. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. But if we're playing fundamentally sound football, the Chicago Bears, then I think that this game should not even be in existence. Like, I feel like the defense is way more superior than their offense.
Player for player.
Player for player, I think that they're going to get right after them. And I feel like because of that, they're going to put Caleb in really good situations to be successful. And that's what it's about. It's more about getting Caleb into really good situations to be successful. And for him to be successful, we got to run the ball also. You know what I'm saying? And their defense isn't really that strong. They give up a lot of yards on the ground and through the air. So so Swift can have another day like he did last week, you know what I'm saying, against this team. I hope
that game. This is stat game.
Be careful with that. Be careful with that. All right. Be careful with that statement. Stat game. The stat game.
Stat game. I don't know.
We're not good enough to say it's a stat game yet.
Okay. All right. Okay.
But Carolina does have vulnerabilities.
Yes.
It can be exploited. And I feel like the Bears are geared towards exploiting that stuff. If they stick with the run, I think that the Bears will be okay. If they take the ball away, which I think they're going to do with the red rifle, because he sometimes can get anxious and try to do a little bit too much. I feel like Montez Sweat coming off the edge can force some bad situations for them. I really think that we're going to dominate them up front in the trenches, and that's what I'm going to be watching closely. But there's nobody on that team that really scares me. You know what I'm saying? And especially if we get after Dalton, off the edge, then I think that the Bears are going to be okay.
Oh yeah.
Well, Jerry, you're lucky enough to be here for the debut of a special segment. Alex, I teed you up for it last week, and that is the "What Can Brown Do for You" segment.
What is with that picture? That is amazing. Send me that so I can tweet that out.
That's a very natural picture.
We'll be sending this picture to both Jerry
it's getting
and
the good
Lance.
side, I guess.
So, Alex, there was some penalties, pre-snap penalties last week. DJ Moore, Caleb Williams still trying to get on the same page. So I'm asking you, Alex, what can you do for the Chicago Bears? What's the advice you're going to give them to help them get this win against Carolina?
Oh, man. Okay. No pre-snap. Don't hurt yourself. You can't hurt yourself. Pre-snap penalties are things that's mental. That's mental. If we have penalties, allow them to be physical penalties where we're getting beat and we hold just so they don't kill my quarterback. But pre-snap mental penalties we cannot have. 1st and 10 is hard enough. 1st and 15 is damn near impossible. So let's stay out of 1st and 15, stay ahead of the chains, and get DJ Moore the ball. I need DJ Moore smiling by halftime. Okay, I need him smiling by halftime, and that'll be 6 catches, about 82 yards in a tug. I think he'll be smiling at halftime, and we'll be fine. So keep DJ Moore happy. No mental mistakes pre-snap, and we should be good to go.
Can I piggyback on that?
Absolutely. We got room. We got room.
Also, Cole Kmet.
Yes,
I want to see Cole Kmet. I want to see his targets increase. I've been saying this all week for the past couple of weeks. He's such a big target, and he can actually dominate in the middle of the football field. And it's such a rhythm throw for the quarterback because it's in his sight line, his vision line. We need Cole to come alive. That's what we need. I need more calls and more targets to Cole Kmet over the football field, even if it's an 8-yard dump or a 10-yard dump. I think these are very valuable to Caleb Williams and will help him link drives together and get that ball into the end zone. More Cole Kmet.
Stay ahead of the chains too. Those dumps, those check downs with the running back, with the tight end, those things keep you in 2nd and short, 3rd and short. Like they keep you in those situations. So that's what you want to be in.
How do you think Tom Brady won all those Super Bowls?
Dinking and dunking.
An occasional shot.
Yes.
A great University of Arizona tight end. That's what he had.
He was winning before that guy. He was winning before that guy.
Well, to your point, Alex, on weeks 1 through 3 for the Bears on second down, 10 first downs on 63 plays, 19 of 41 passing for only 124 yards. Bears on second down against the Rams, 10 of 10 passing for 107 yards and 10 first downs on just 21 plays. So certainly an uptick on second down production for the Bears against the Rams.
Good.
Gotta have it.
Lance, do you have any extended thoughts about this picture of Alex down here? The graphic
lotion on the elbows. I need some
lotion. I wasn't gonna say that, but I'm glad you did.
I wish we could have got the full body frame on that. You know what I mean? Because I feel like that's jailhouse strength with little tiny chicken legs right there. I want to see the chicken legs on this one.
No. That's just the camera view. That's the camera angle, man. That's a bad angle right there.
That's wrong.
But first of all, the pigment on the head and the arms are off a little bit. The pigment is off a little bit. Yes, it is. The head is a little darker than the arm. Look at the arm. There's a shadow in there, but this arm is light.
The light is hidden.
I wear long sleeves a lot. I wear a lot of long sleeve shirts.
Now, the truth being told, the body, the arms don't look strong enough, though. You know what I mean? AB is a stronger dude, and that guy look like he don't lift that much.
Look like he's got a weak elbow.
He got tennis elbow. Everyone got tennis elbow.
well, Jerry, it certainly has been a lot of fun hearing your stories, trading stories with these two goofballs.
Man,
but
thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, is there anything that you want us as Bears fans and anybody tuning into the show to know what you're up to and anything you need to plug, feel free to let our
I got a
fans
little
know.
podcast. It's called To the Point, and it's just like a quick little breakdown of primetime matchups, along with some sports bets that I like. You know what I'm saying? So you can find that. I'm at Jerry Azuma on all social media, so you can find me and catch the show.
Awesome.
Appreciate you, Zoom.
Yep.
Bruh, it's always a pleasure being with y'all.
Always a pleasure. Can we get it one time? Let me hear that. Thank you.
I appreciate you guys, man.
Appreciate you, man.
All
Thanks,
right.
man.
All right, baby.
We all silly like the mayor.